Alright, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Have you ever wanted to do something so much that every time you think about it, you can't help but smile? And you spend your spare time daydreaming and planning, but it never seems quite the right time. That's been me and the Heysen Trail. Trekking end to end, 1,200 kilometres over 60 days with everything I need on my back, it's morphed into a fantasy. And I was beginning to question, will it ever happen? I've already walked a lot of the southern sections, more than once, but I've never walked them all at once. Finally, me and my hiking buddy Mac, a mini through hike from Cape Jervis to Victor Harbour. One day, we'll take on the full trail, but for now, just a taste. Does the reality live up to the fantasy? Life on trail, is it all I hoped for?
Yeah, no, out for this, to be honest. It's hard. This is really hard.
The day had finally come. We'd left early and hit the road. As we drove into Cape Jervis, hopes were high. Drizzle couldn't even dampen our spirits. And then I discovered I was missing something. I forgot my trekking poles. And I've got a trekking pole tent.
Ready to go?
There's the sign.
How you feeling?
Great.
As I took my first steps of the trek, I felt like I'd already stuffed it all up. The thoughts of I can't do this crept in, and I was feeling not that great. But what is it that people say about walking? You just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And as we rose from the flats of Cape Jervis into the rolling hills and farmland, it did feel easier to leave behind anything I didn't need on the trail. Any doubts or worries, or trekking poles apparently. We'd walked about 12 kilometres. We'd had lunch on a seat with a view. We had roughly 6 Ks to go before camp, and I'd arranged a pickup point plan for my precious poles. Things were looking up, including the terrain. I had forgotten just what a climb Cobbler Hill was.
So how did the steep ascent go?
And it wasn't long until a punny delirium set in.
Mac.
Hey, sir.
I'm mostly sure that he's a fun guy.
Would you believe it? I'm stumped for an answer.
Oh.
That's really good.
Only just.
We made it to camp.
That's us.
We found our spot. And that should have been the end of the day. But I had a few more Ks to cover to reach my trusty rods of steel. Thanks, Mom. Walking back, I was bone tired. Surely I'd done enough for the day, but the doing wasn't done yet. Finally all set up, ready for dinner. I'd trained for the hiking, but the reality of the many, many tasks required for living on trail did come as a bit of a shock. The filtering water, the tent pitch, the cooking and eating your dinner, all of that had to happen before it got dark. And this time of year, it got dark at 5 p.m. Then it's time for bed for 13 hours. After barely a wink of sleep, a cup of coffee was a welcome sight. Rise and shine, they say. I wasn't feeling very shiny. It was a slow start. And if I'd remembered just how up and down this section was, I may never have started. Here's to forgetting what the map looks like beforehand.
Still feeling fresh.
And wonderful.
Here's the thing about life on trail. It's a test of ups and downs and deprivation. You learn to wholeheartedly appreciate the little things, like a seat and a table.
Oh, how good's a seat?
So good. Yeah, I'll walk over there and mention it.
Okay, so if you just stand there.
You learn to compromise and work together.
No, I can't actually.
Do that when you run, please.
Sure.
Because I won't be using this stuff.
No, you will not be using the tuna spoon. Just scoop out the peanut butter.
And food becomes a borderline obsession.
No, it's quite nice. It is quite nice.
Tell us how it is, Steph. Tell us how it is.
I have really got a pizza right now.
What else can you go?
Bacon, egg McMuffin and a hash brown and pancakes. What else? Carbonara pasta. Cream.
Spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the
But
change.
before I could get any of those delicious, delicious things, we had quite a way to go.
Bottle about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good.
I ate a lot of food that night. And as arduous as the day was, I've never had a home with a wraparound deck before. And as I gazed upon my castle, I couldn't help but think, how's the serenity? For about 5 minutes, and then it was dark. again. Good night. The sun has set. It's time for bed. Day 3. I honestly did not know that I would make it this far. And what a sunrise to be rewarded with. After the slow and sluggish start of yesterday morning, I'd learnt my lesson. Do as much as possible, as soon as possible. So, at first light, I laid up, I packed up, and I got up just after I woke up.
Oh, you got that. Hello. Well,
Down to Boat Harbour.
like,
So nice to know we've done 28 though already. That kind of feels good, doesn't it? Yep.
still a long way to go. Not halfway. TG days.
Day 3.
Ready to go? I am!
Day 3. Feeling good. Not feeling great about the 4Ks of beach.
No, that should be a bit of fun. But anyway, toodaloo.
We'll hit the
How far are you
road.
saying? Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. And go.
Take me to the bay. I wanna watch as all my thoughts are carried in the waves. Lift me to the sun. I'll see the world up on your shoulders like when I was young. Oh, those days are gone, but I remember still, so they live on. As long as I know what's wrong and what is right, as long as I know how to love and how to fight, you'll always be a part of me, no matter how I get to be, no matter how grown up to you I seem, I'll always be a little girl.
With the sunshine and easier downhill walking of the morning, I felt like it was finally all going to plan. Like maybe I could do this. For the moment, at least.
Good job!
Now we leave Deep Creek and on to the beach.
Yeah, there were a few more hills before we got to the beach, but it definitely did seem like a new chapter. We were headed for the second act, the complication.
I definitely did choose to forget this sign because 4.5 k's of beach. Ready?
Ready. Do 2 and then have lunch and do another 2.
Like it. Let's go. Just salty that you're not getting my I Spy word. D! Everybody, can you see any D words? D.
Where's Steph? So how you feeling, Steph?
Right! I almost finished the set!
And you know what? Then we've got to go up.
We've got to go up that. Where's this luck?
There's something that you should know about me. I hate heights. And I get disorientating vertigo with climbing.
Steep.
So the idea of going up that hill.
Okay.
Alright. So Steph, how do you feel?
Halfway. But the worst is yet to come.
Up we go. It'll be alright. Beautiful views though. Jeeps have got the right idea, don't they?
What, going up sideways?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So much better.
Yeah. Switchback
So-
should be welcome, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We were meant to sit down together and eat lunch with a view, but
I'm not going over there. Never again.
as the adrenaline faded and left a hangover in its wake, there was still quite a few k's to go, and such a lovely breeze to help us on our way. Oh geez, I don't think I've ever been so glad to see a campsite sign.
No idea if that's in the right spot, but I'm too tired to care, to be honest. Barely made it here. After just barely making it up that hill, up some chunk of the beach, just pretty much collapsing at the top in a heap. And again, made it here, and then pretty much collapsed in a heap. So I'm having some electrolytes. Fortunately, yes, managed to get my warm clothes on, and that's about it. This is hard work. This is really hard.
know what I was expecting, but it's harder. And I've still got to set up my tent. Setting up my tent. Had a meltdown. Mac came to help. Now I'm just doing the internal stuff. Feel like a big goose. A really tired goose. I think even if I don't make it all the way, I think I'm just gonna go home tomorrow because I'm so tired. Ups and downs. Once I'd said out loud just how hard this was, and once I'd made that decision just one more night and one more day, no matter what, it was easier to make the mental shift from I can't do this to I am doing this. And I could let myself just be here. A weight lifted. Or maybe it was I'd just eaten my way through 3 days of food by this point. Final pack up.
Final day, day 4.
Ready, go. Let's go.
Giddy up.
I love this section. All the way to Victor Harbour over rolling hills and rugged coastline. Biggest day yet? Game on.
Feel it now every time I leave. It hits me hard and it cuts me deep. I'm 1,000 miles from happiness. 1,000 miles from you. It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles of loneliness. 1,000 miles from you. Every mile on my map leads to you. It leads to you. Every mile on my path leads to you. It leads to you. I'm not around, but I'm not gone. I miss the bed you're sleeping on. I'm 1,000 miles from coziness. 1,000 miles from you. Every mile on my map leads to you. All the miles make the heart grow fond. There's 1,000 miles of fondness, 1,000 miles to you.
Another beach.
Another beach. Another day.
As we stopped for lunch, it was a moment of reflection. We'd come a long way.
Powering on.
And you know what? I might actually make it. The final push.
Yeah, you can say it.
I don't believe.
Helped along by more I Spy, of course.
But if there's one thing
It is a piece of beer. Starts with H. We both have them. It's part of something. It's a piece of gear.
And look, upon reflection, I wouldn't have called these handles, but options were quite thin on the ground after 4 days, so please excuse me.
Matters to me. I know there's many more to be seen, but I know
By the last day, I found my trail legs. I got into the groove of trail life, and I let myself have fun. I wasn't taking it so seriously. Was it just that I knew I had fried food not far away? Was it the luxury of a cup of coffee and a hot meal at lunchtime? Or was it reaching elite I Spy status? I don't know.
End in sight.
You keep me steady, ship on the sea. You anchor me down.
Food.
And you float
I
next
want
to
my
me.
food. Fried
Honey, I'm
goodness.
ready. I know what
So
I need.
close.
And I know
What is it? What have we
what you
done?
mean
20,
to me.
20,
know what you
24.5 kilometres we've done so far. K's, 7 hours, and we are on
Yes,
the
I
last
know.
beach. On the last
I know. I know.
Made it. Oh my God!
What you mean to me? What you mean to me? What you mean to me?
Cape Jervis to Victor. That is beautiful.
Crazy thing, we were just over there before.
I used to hear a simple song. That was until you
beautiful.
came along.
I finished feeling both glad to be able to have a shower and not need to construct my home for the night,
Now in its place is something new.
as well as, maybe slightly masochistically, wanting more.
I hear it when I look at you.
Was it harder than I anticipated? Yes, absolutely. Did the reality live up to the fantasy? Also, yes.
I used to hear a simple song. That was until you came along. You took my broken melody, and now I hear a symphony.
As some other guy once said, I'll be back in a while. after a few more hot baths and nights in a real bed and maybe cups of real coffee in the morning, then I'll be back after that. Soon. But definitely be back.
That's how far we go.
Definitely.